Hello and welcome back to the final K. We have got the Volta Algarve stage 5, the final stage of the Volta Algarve. 21 kilometers to go now. There's 22 a second ago, but stage looks good. As you can see on your screen, there is a category 2 climb to finish off the day, but before that there is still a category 3 climb to go. It is the Suidos. I think so. I think that's how you pronounce it. Couldn't tell you, but how's that looking? 2 kilometers long with a maximum of 10.4% and an average of 7%. How the stage is looking at the moment. So we have got a breakaway of 1 at the very front of the race. Julian Alaphilippe, he has got 1 minute and 10 seconds, and he has been holding that for about the past 10 kilometers on the peloton. And then there is a group in between them. There is Florian Lipowitz, Jan Tratnik, Kevin Vaquelin, and Tobias Bayer. They are the 4 chasing Julian Alaphilippe. They're 43 seconds behind Alaphilippe. So 27 seconds behind the peloton. So that's what's happening so far. They are just about, if you see on your screen, see where it says, there's a wee dip just before the third or the second to last climb. It says MV Alta. I think they're just about to hit that descent down into there. So that is where they are at now. I will change. I think it is. I'm going to assume 20 because we're at an ad break now. But the GC, that is the reason I am watching this stage. As you can see on your screen, we have got Juan Ayuso in first with Paul Sexas 7 seconds down. Now I think it is 8 seconds now. I think Juan Ayuso got time bonuses in a sprint. I heard the commentator say that, so I'm going to go with it. So I'm assuming Paul Sexas is 8 seconds down. Virtually 8 seconds down. But then we've got João Almeida in third, 44 seconds down. Kevin Vaquelin in fourth, 57 seconds down. And then the rest are a minute and above. There was a time trial. What was it? Was it yesterday? No, sorry. Yesterday was Paul Magne. Paul Magne won again, so that's 2 stages for him. He's beat Jasper Philipsen twice now, which is good to see. It's good to see other sprinters getting a crack at it and beating the favourites. But the stage before that was the individual time trial. And we seen Filippo Ganna win that. Filippo Ganna won it, surprise, surprise there. Juan Ayuso got second, 5 seconds down. Is it 5? Yeah, 5 seconds down. And Paul Sexas got fourth, 12 seconds down. So that is where the 7-second gap was created, which is actually very good to see. Paul Sexas getting fourth on a time trial, keeping himself in this GC talk and GC battle at 19. Emphasis on the 19 part. Still haven't announced what tour he's riding. Is he riding the Vuelta, Giro, Tour de France? They haven't said yet. But he is riding the Strade Bianche, Itzulia Basque Country, the Flèche Wallonne, and the Liège-Bastogne-Liège. So it'll be good to see him in them, but I can't wait to see what tour he gets selected for, because he is showing right now that he is... he can beat GC guys. Yes, I know it's the Volta Algarve and it is his first race of the year, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. But yeah, it's good to see. I don't know what's happening on the race right now, because they're on an ad break. So I think they are coming back to the live feed now. PCS just shows them just at the bottom of that dip before the category 3 climb in the bottom right of your screen. 17k to go now, so I will change that. No, I'll just leave that until it's about 15k to go. So Alaphilippe's break has dropped from the second, so Alaphilippe is now 23 seconds ahead of the Florian Lipowitz group and is now 48 seconds in front of the peloton. So 25 seconds breaks each group apart. Yet again, Alaphilippe is leading this race with Florian Lipowitz, Jan Tratnik, Kevin Vaquelin, and Tobias Bayer chasing him down. And then the peloton. on PCS, so they haven't actually released the profile for the final. Sorry, they have. I'm just being stupid. It's the same climb that's in the middle of the stage. My bad, my bad. So let me have a look at this final climb. So the final climb is 2.6 kilometers long. I think for the final, though, it is a bit longer, 2.7. So it's 2.7 for the finish. Averages of 9.1%, maximums of 10.7, it looks. In the middle of the first kilometer, or the first 0.6 kilometer, is 8.3% average, and then from 0.6 to 1.8, it's 9.8 and 10.7. So you're looking the kilometer in the middle of it, kilometer and a half in the middle of it, is looking a bit brutal. $16K to go. I'll just change the bottom bit to 15K now, because I will forget when 15K hits, to be honest with you. Oh, look at this. Look at this wee narrow cobble climb. It looks like he's just went off course and has just decided to cycle up a street. That looks class. This looks narrow for the peloton and the cars. But it looks like that Alaphilippe is about to get caught by the chasing four. The chasing four, you know, being Lipowitz, Tratnik, Vauquelin and Bayer. As the peloton have now reached the bottom of that wee cobble narrow climb as well. As Tratnik drops, apparently, from the group of four. So he has dropped. Apologies, it was someone. So yeah, 16K to go. Alaphilippe is still out front with 48 seconds. It seems Jan Tratnik has dropped, according to PCS, he has dropped. But they're going up this category 3 climb now. So they are. Big Portugal flag on the side of the mountain. It's painted. I thought it was a big flag. No, it's painted into the side of the mountain, a big rock. So yeah, the chasing group is now down to 3, and they have caught Alaphilippe, so Alaphilippe has been caught. So the first group is now 32 seconds to the peloton. Florian Lipowitz, Kevin Vauquelin, Tobias Bayer and Julian Alaphilippe are the leading 4. With 32 seconds on the peloton. As Tobias Bayer looks like he is dropping on this climb. This climb does look pretty steep. What's the middle bit of this climb? Yeah, the final half a kilometer is 10%. Ooh, that climb looks nasty. So it does 34 seconds on the peloton now. As Tobias Bayer drops from the breakaway, with Florian Lipowitz, Kevin Vauquelin and Julian Alaphilippe still at the front. As Julian Alaphilippe just drops there now, you can see him up the front. He is dropping, so it looks like it is just Florian Lipowitz and Kevin Vauquelin. Kevin Vauquelin is only 57 seconds down, and Lipowitz is 1:17, tied with Oscar Onley. So the peloton will not be looking to let them get away too far, to be honest. As the peloton just crashes, as the peloton just passes the steepest bit of that climb as they come to the top of it, with Little Trek pacing at the front, with Juan Ayuso sat in third wheel, 2 teammates in front of him. That is that Riccatello in his wheel, or is that Sexas? Let me just check. Yeah, so Sexas is in Ayuso's wheel, and I'm going to assume that Matthew Riccatello is in his wheel because he's got a teammate with him. Could be someone else though. As Kamna drops from the peloton after doing some work for Juan Ayuso. As Florian Lipowitz attacks Kevin Vauquelin just before the top of this climb. What is he trying to do here? Didn't really get away. Vauquelin shut him down pretty easily. There's about half a bike length between them. But Lipowitz is caught 41 seconds from the both of them to the peloton. $14k to go, so the kilometers are slowing down. They should quicken up here before the final climb, but they've just came over the top of the climb. They're looking to see where the peloton is. It hasn't come around the corner yet, so 46 seconds according to the broadcast. I'm not expecting a lot from Oscar Onley in this race. He came out and said that he is not trying, but it's his first race this season, so he's looking to prepare for the Tour and bigger races like that. So he's taking things slow at the start of the season, even though, slow, and he is still in eighth place. So that's him taking things slow. Fair play to him. As the peloton now cross the top of the climb, with Tobias Bayer just getting caught at the top of this climb as well. Little Trek still at the front pacing. Wonder if Tobias Bayer, he's just getting caught, so I wonder if Alaphilippe has already been caught and he's just completely blew up, or he's still chasing the front group after dropping from it. Lipowitz and Vauquelin. Lipowitz looking over his shoulder, keeping an eye on Vauquelin. Don't know if they're having a word or what is going on, but there is Alaphilippe and Tobias Bayer getting caught by the peloton now. So that's their race over. Fair play to them. Fair play to Alaphilippe for the very powerful ride that he gave there from the breakaway on his own and keeping about 1 minute and 10 seconds for a good lock of kilometers. The profile of the final 3 kilometers has just been put up. So from about 2.4 kilometers until 1.2, there's 10% to 16%, and then the final. This looks like it's going to be a good one. The final kilometer, and I know the final half a kilometer is 9, 8, and 5% chopped into 0.2s, if that makes any sense. But Vauquelin at the front of this breakaway now. He is taking his turn as Lipowitz sits on his wheel for a bit. But they have got 45 seconds on the yellow jersey group. It's not even a peloton anymore. I think there's about 30 riders in it. So it is the yellow jersey group now, with Juan Ayuso, Paul Sexas in it, and I think Little Trek are still pushing with their 2 riders at the front. 39 seconds to this breakaway now. Who is that? Is that UAE? So UAE have moved to the front with Little Trek to do a bit of pulling. So UAE are at the front. They'll be looking to keep Joao Almeida in the mix. Looks like Thomas Conte from, what team is that? Aveludo. Thomas Conte, he has won the King of the Mountains, so he there's no other way to catch him, so he wins it with 18 points, so fair play to him. 33 seconds with 11k. I will change that to 10k now because, yet again, whilst I just seen it, I'm going to change it to 10k because I will forget. But yeah, we are just in the flat-ish sector between, if you look in the bottom right of your screen, we're in the, I wouldn't really call it a flat sector, but we're in the bit between the Category 3 climb and the final Category 2 finish. As UAE move to the front, one rider straight to the front of the peloton, and it looks like he is out of the saddle pushing quite hard. As Little Trek, two riders on the wheel of him with Juan Ayuso on the back of them. 9.8k to go. So there's the average from kilometer 2 to kilometer 1, average of 11%. They're still pushing away at the front. 28 seconds now. 28 seconds to the breakaway. Oh. $9k to go. As the gap is slowly coming down, it's down to 26 seconds. Who is that for UAE? I need to know. Yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce that. It's the Austrian for UAE, Felix Grobschartner. I think that's his name, but that is who is at the front of the yellow jersey group. Putting a shift in with Little Trek on the wheel still, and Decathlon on the wheel of Little Trek. So it is going about. It is going as you would expect it to go, is what I'm trying to say. I haven't actually done my prediction for who I think is going to win. Who do I think will win? Go for Sexas, why not? Let's back Sexas. I think the breakaway will get caught. I don't think they'll go the full way, but I'll go for, well, Sexas win it. Or it'll be either Juan Ayuso or Sexas. I don't see Joao Almeida winning it because he sort of lost a bit on stage 2. He attacked, but then he sat up and he couldn't really give it any more where Ayuso and Sexas could. So I'm expecting one of those to win, but I'm going to go with, I like the both of them. I'm going to go with Sexas. I think Sexas will win it. As the breakaway is now down to 18 seconds. The favourites for today's winner, the team that will deliver the winners, according to PCS, the favourite is Decathlon, so it looks like Sexas or Riccatello are going to be the favourite to win it. Ineos Grenadiers telling the Ineos Grenadiers telling the motorcycle in front of them to piss off, pretty much. Get away. But it's back up to 20 seconds now with 7 kilometers to go. That UAE rider's still at the front. He is still going hard. No change from them. 14 seconds now on the breakaway. There's a wee tiny climb in between these two. Well, I wouldn't really call it a climb, I'd call it a hill, but they're just at that. Lipowitz at the front of the breakaway now. Vaclin second in his wheel. .14 seconds, so it looks like they're getting reeled in, and they won't go to the final unless one of them has got something in the tank and can attack and hold that attack, but I don't see it. I can see Little Trek closing that down pretty quickly, as I think Little Trek moved to the front of the peloton to pull now. I think Felix, second name will not be mentioned because I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but second name, no, I'm not even going to try, but Felix from UAE, he has moved off the front, and I think Little Trek are now pulling at the front. Yeah, so it's Little Trek at the front. .74 kilometers an hour they're going down this wee hill at the moment. 13 seconds for the breakaway. Still the same too. None of them have dropped. Vaclin's at the front now with Lipowitz in the wheel. It looks like they're working together, and they are happy to work together. Coming into the final 5k, so it looks like we are near, I think we're about 2.5 kilometers from the foot of the climb. So should we see that this breakaway gets caught before that climb, or will they get to it before the peloton? I don't know what difference that makes, like, but I think at the end of the day they're still getting caught. Well, with Vaclin in the break and Oscar only, saying he's taking things slowly this year, Arnsman, he wasn't there in stage 2. He wasn't present in the final group. But if he's the Vaclin's in the breakaway and Oscar only's taking things slowly, you could see Arnsman try here. As that UAE rider Felix moves to the front, he's at the front again with that other Little Trek rider pulling off. I think he is done. Yeah, he's going out the back. He's done his turn. He's done his shift, and he is away out the back. 4.6 with a 10-second gap. So the commentators just pronounced that UAE guy's name, and yeah, I was way off. Can't remember how he pronounced it because he pronounced it that quickly, but it was nothing the way I said it. So 4.3, and there's the breakaway just up the road, a couple hundred meters up the road, so they will be caught. No breakaway winner today, and I don't think that there was going to be, seeing that Vaclin's 57 seconds and Lipowitz is 1 minute 17 off the GC, so here, the breakaway isn't slowing down. It looks like they're speeding up. And it looks like they're getting away a wee bit here with 4k to go. Lipowitz at the front of this breakaway. Kevin Vaclin's still on his wheel, but it looks like Lipowitz is putting in a shift now as Vaclin moves to the front. Vaclin looks behind to see how far away the peloton is as they close in. They're getting closer now, so yeah, I think it's done. 3.5k to go. We are near at the foot of the climb. So this is where we should hopefully see some attacks from Ayuso and Sexas. I think it's less than 10 seconds now for the breakaway, so as they hit the 3 kilometer mark. Yeah, just about to get caught at the foot of the climb. So AF Education at the front of the peloton now, getting this breakaway in as well. Yeah, that's it, caught. That's it, over. Breakaway done as they hit the foot just right at the foot of the climb. They get caught as Watchalong gets out of the seat and puts in. Oh, I thought he was attacking there. No. 2.5 to go. 2.5 kilometers to go. Alaphilippe's still in the peloton. I thought he would have dropped after dropping from the breakaway, but no, he's still there. So the average of this climb is 9.1% and is 2.5 kilometers long. The middle of the climb looks the hardest, with with peaks of 16% or something. So that is the maximum, it seems, on this climb. UAE are at the front. Where is Little Trek? Little Trek isn't there. I can see Juan Ayuso, but I can't see any of his teammates. I can see Riccatello and I can see a couple of the Ineos riders, but will we see an Almeida attack? Who's that? Stefan Kung. Stefan Kung drops out the back of the leaders group. I wouldn't have expected him to be still there, but you know, as Alaphilippe drops out as well, as the front group slowly dwindles down. We still got UAE at the front. Juan Ayuso is in Paul Sexas's wheel, and there's two Ineos riders at the front besides Sexas and Ayuso. Riccatello's still there. I don't see Almeida. Almeida is not there. So yeah, you're doing all this pulling, and I don't, unless he's in a jersey and I'm being stupid, but I can't see Almeida. Yeah, I'm stupid. That's Juan Ayuso at the front, or no, João Almeida at the front. I thought it was the Austrian. No, João Almeida is at the front pulling, so that's my bad. But 1.7 to go. João Almeida at the front, and the two Ineos riders in his wheel with Sexas, Juan Ayuso, Riccatello still. There is Daniel Martinez from Red Bull. He's still there, but the rest of the riders are slowly falling out the back. I'm waiting to see who does the first attack, because there is 1.6 kilometers to go, and it doesn't look like João Almeida is giving up. There's 8 riders left in this group. 8 riders within the final 1.5 kilometers. Arnsman is out the back. He is gone. So I'm assuming that is Oscar Only still in the group, unless Kevin Vacquelin's still there, but I'm going to guess it's Oscar Only. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Oscar Only. But João Almeida he's not giving up here. He's just going. Everyone else is out of the saddle except João Almeida. He's still at the front. It looks like there's only still 8 riders. 8 riders left in this group, as a gap sort of forms between Matthew Riccatello, who's in 5th, and Martinez, who is in 6th. So there's sort of a gap from 5th to 6th, as I'm assuming Vidar closes that gap. There's another person from Tudor dropping. Can put the camera at the front of the race. That's 10th position. Jonas Vossard. He is 10th at the moment. He has dropped out the back. Right, to the front of the race here. There's 1.1 kilometers left, and you're showing everyone is dropping out. As we see an attack from Matthew Riccatello. Matthew Riccatello goes, and Paul Sexas launches and goes to his wheel. Almeida is still there. Ayuso is on the wheel of Sexas. Oscar Only is still there. So there's down to 6 now. So Riccatello looks like he's leading out Sexas. 0.9 kilometers to go. Riccatello out of the wheel. Sexas on his wheel. Or out of the saddle. Sexas on his wheel. Ayuso in third. 0.8 kilometers to go. Decathlon are playing this well. But they've still got Oscar Only, Almeida, Ayuso, and there is still someone else there as well. Someone from Pinarello Q36. As Sexas goes, Ayuso still on his wheel. Oscar Only in third. Joao Almeida in fourth. Riccatello is gone. Thomas Gloag is the one from Q36.5. Almeida looks like he's cracking and is slowly distancing from Oscar Only, so it looks like there is 3 left as he's trying to get on his back wheel. Oscar Only launches. So does Juan Ayuso. Oh, it looked like he was launching there. As Sexas drops into third wheel, it's coming down to a bunch, well, not a bunch sprint, but a group sprint. Oscar Only looks over his right shoulder to see if Sexas is launching. Juan Ayuso is on his left. Almeida's still in fourth. He's caught back onto the group. Oscar Only launches with Juan Ayuso in his slipstream. Sexas in third, but it looks like Oscar Only is going to get it unless Juan Ayuso can come around the side. But it looks like Oscar Only gets it. No. Yeah. No, there's still a corner to go. I thought that was the finish line there. Oscar Only's going. Ayuso comes up on the right-hand side and... Ooh! Oh, I think Ayuso got it on the line. I think Oscar Only just lost it on the line. I think he launched too early. Juan Ayuso wins. He is the winner of the Volta Algarve. That is cemented that, but we don't know who won the stage. Sexas came third in that stage, I know that, but the 1 and 2, I don't know what happened there. It looked like Juan Ayuso got it on the line, but we will not know until we get the photo finish here. That was a very good climb, actually. Almeida looked like he was dropping again, but he got back on within the final kilometre. And it looks like Sexas and Ayuso shaking hands. Obviously, well done for the battle over the past 5 days, but the winner of the stage still not announced. I think it is Ayuso. Yeah, all the cameras are on Ayuso. Either it's because he's won the stage or because he's won the overall, or both. Yep, an announced stage winner, Juan Ayuso. So Juan Ayuso gets it on the line after beating Oscar Only, and he also wins the Volta Algarve as well. So that is a brilliant start to the season for the new little track rider. Just showing it again. Oscar Only's the first to launch. So it is, or so he is. He launches first, and Juan Ayuso goes straight and locks onto his wheel. Sexas struggles to get onto the wheel of Ayuso, but then Only sits down, and I don't think he's enough power. I think he was expecting to drop them all. As they go around that final bend, then Ayuso Ayuso gets out of the saddle after the final bend and just gets him on the line. Yeah, fair enough. Good sprint. Good stage. So the top 10, the preliminary top 10 is Juan Ayuso in first, Oscar Only second, Paul Sexas third, Joao Almeida fourth, Thomas Gloag fifth. He's from Pinarello Q36.5. And then we've got Matthew Riccatello in sixth, Jarno Vidar in seventh, Daniel Felipe Martinez in eighth, Kevin Vackwell in ninth, and Dylan Van Barle in 10th. So that is the top 10 for the final stage of the Volta Algarve. Thanks for the commentary. Couldn't watch it in Australia, no problem. If you want, you can subscribe. I'll be going live for you know, I'm live for Omlop next week. I've been live for the UAE tour all week, so thanks for the comment, appreciate it. But I'm going to head off now. Yeah, thank you for watching the final K, and yeah, all the best.